Well, hello there, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Grommet Live, my very favorite month of Grommet Live episodes, I might add. And let me get the little chat going over here. Yay, we've already got a bunch of women in the chat. So, wherever you are tuning in from, whether you're on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, what else? LinkedIn, welcome. So we are all over the place tonight. Wherever you are tuning in from, the chat that you are seeing is exactly where you are. So you're not seeing everything. But that is my job as your host. I am Marcy McKenna, your host. And my job is to see everything so that I can respond and kind of keep everybody in the know. But before we get started, I will say that typically on Grommet Live, the most busy chat is over on Facebook. And from what I see, that's absolutely true tonight also. So hello, Donna. Welcome, welcome. Patricia, Kelly. Everybody's on Facebook, it looks like so far. We've got Anne. So several of our makers popping in. We've got another maker just popped in. Welcome, guys. This is, as I mentioned, my very favorite month of Grommet Live episodes. And that is because I get to do special editions all month long. Because for those of you who are not already aware, February is National Women Inventors Month. And if we have never met before, you might not know that women inventors are a very big part of my life. In fact, I'm a woman inventor and have been for well, really for my whole life, I will say, because I was born into a family of inventors. My great grandfather was a big inventor. My household, we were always inventing things. But it wasn't until about 15 years ago, 14, something like that, that I actually started turning my love for inventing into a career. And then probably 3 or 4 years ago, I started working with a whole bunch of other women inventors inside the Women Inventors Club. And I know I'm already seeing a bunch of our members on, so welcome you guys. And if you're not already a member, but you are a woman, we would love to invite you on board. We would love to have you on board. This is basically an online community that is on Facebook. It is a Facebook group. It is a private group, so you do have to ask to join. But if you are a woman or a female, any age, who either already is an inventor with a product on the market, or maybe you have an idea for one and you don't know where to start, we want to have you too. Or maybe you are just kind of chugging along with your idea and hitting some roadblocks and just need a little help. So that is what the Women Inventors Club is all about. It's women in all different phases of inventing, and they're locking arms and they're supporting each other and helping each other take their ideas and turn them into real life products. And tonight is evidence of that, because we are featuring 6 phenomenal products. Each one of them is, as I was doing my research today on them all, I was just thinking every one of these is so flipping smart. And not only just smart, but just so useful and practical, and makes our lives so much easier and more fun, a couple of these as well. And I have to recite a statistic that I told on the last show, because to me it is so, so exciting. And that is, when I first started working with women inventors, it was back during the COVID days. And I did that because I have a product line on HSN. So that at the time, and actually still to this day, is in Florida, but you might have heard they are moving to QVC. And so that's happening pretty soon here. So headquarters are going to be in a whole different location. But I used to fly back and forth from California to Florida. And during COVID, that all came to a screeching halt. And I suddenly had all this time on my hands. And I started looking into women inventing and what's going on in that space and how can I help. I have time on my hands and I want to help other women do what I love doing so much. And so in kind of doing a deep dive on that, I came to realize that at the time, the statistic was that only 7% of products that were patented or that were filed for patents were filed by women. Only 7%, 93% men, 7% women. And that was jaw-dropping to me, because I happen to know, having worked with so many, and I was actually on a reality show where like 5,000 or 6,000 women had auditioned with their inventions. And so all these women inventors, so I know they're out there, but why aren't they, what's keeping them from actually turning them into real products? And so, again, that was just a few years ago. I started working with women inventors. The Women Inventors Club took off. And of course, Shark Tank has had the biggest impact on the planet. I really think that is a huge part of it. But it's also women just sort of empowering each other. And so today, as we entered February, I looked at the statistic again, and I was so excited to see that it went from 7% just a couple years ago to 18%. That is a huge jump. We're almost 3 times what we were. And I just know us, and we are just getting warmed up. So this is just super exciting for me to be able to feature these wonderful women tonight. And I think all of them are going to be with us inside the chat. Speaking of the chat, that is where it's at when it comes to Grommet Live. So I hope that you have jumped in and said hi. I've seen Foxgloves. Harriet is here. She's one of our makers. But the chat, it's so, so important for so many reasons. Number one, because that's what live shopping, that's really what makes it so much fun, is that you guys get to ask questions, you get to comment, you get to, share your own personal stories about products maybe that I'm showing. But the other thing that happens that a lot of people don't realize is that when the chat gets going, the different algorithms on the different platforms can be triggered, and they're sort of paying attention. And when they see an active chat, they start pushing that show, that event, out to more and more people. And so my dream, my wish for this show is that the women that we are featuring, the products that we are featuring, are going to be seen by exponentially more people than would have ever seen, than they would have ever been seen by before this show. And so much of that is on you guys, because if you have that chat going, it's going to exponentially grow. So let's definitely not be shy in the chat. My other dream for this show is because not only about these products and these specific women, but also just getting the word out about National Women Inventors Month and about the growth that's happening, and that maybe there is some woman that has a phenomenal idea and she just doesn't know where to start and is afraid, and she'll be inspired by this show to take the leap. And so that, to me, is what it's all about. And Foxgloves, you are very, very welcome. Thank you. You inspire me so much. Again, today was so much fun doing the research and reading all about these women. I know about many of them already, but it was fun to kind of revisit it all for the ones that I do already know about. So before we get started, I do want to announce a couple things. Number one, like every Grommet Live, we are doing 2 giveaways tonight. I know everybody loves the giveaways. So Jen, let's put that QR code up. There it is right there. So if you want to win one of these 2 products that I'm going to be giving away, all you have to do is enter right there with that QR code. Just take your phone out, take a quick pic, and that's it. Quick entry. But because you guys are all here live, you know that I give you an extra chance to win. And all you have to do is put 2 words in the chat tonight. And those 2 words are women inventors. If you put women inventors in the chat, Jen is paying attention. She will give you a second entry to hopefully win one of these prizes tonight. But the other great news, some of you might already know, but many probably don't. We are doing sort of a grand prize giveaway at the end of the month, the last show of the Women Inventors series. That is going to be on February 25th. And we are doing a gift basket that is going to be valued at well over $500. And that gift basket is going to be filled with women invented products. So how fun is that to have a basket arrive at your front door with all these women invented products with stories behind them? And oh, I'm so excited about that. So because you're here tonight, as long as you're entered in the giveaway, you're also being entered into that grand prize giveaway. And lots of people doubling their chances. I love to see it. Good job. So lots of women inventors. And I'll remind everybody as we go along. Lindsay is in the house. Yay. Soul and Soul is in the house. Let's see. Anne is here. Welcome, you guys. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Without any further ado, now I'm a little nervous. Jen, you'll have to tell me because I want to make sure the first maker that we are talking about is in the chat and I haven't seen her yet. And if not, then I'll probably move her around. Okay, she's not. Is she going to be in the chat? Let me know that. If so, I'll just, okay, we don't know. Okay, so I am going to move her because I would want her to be here when I talk about her product. And so maybe she will be, but I'm going to pick someone who I know is in the chat. And you know what? I'm going to pick one that is just super fun. And I think that would be just the perfect way to get the party started, is with what else but a party game. So I don't know how many of you guys might know of this game that I'm about to show you, but I'm in love with it. My family is in love with it. My girlfriends are in love with it. It has just grown in popularity in my community. I didn't know about it until I was at a Women Inventors Summit. Gosh, it was probably just about a year ago. And I met this women inventor. Her name is Lindsay, and Lindsay is with us. I've seen her pop up a couple times. Lindsay, how old are you? Will you share that with us? Have to ask you that. She's young, I can tell you that. And she is so full of life, so much fun, so real and authentic, and just one of the greatest people. She's contagious. I need to have her on live for you guys to meet her live. But you'll get a feel for her when you go to her website. And that's one of the things that I constantly give her kudos about is I love how through her branding, through everything that she's done with this product, she's stayed true to who she is. She just let me know she is 28 years old. Gosh, that's even older than I thought. I have to say, I would have guessed 23, 24, because you're so like young spirited, we'll say. Anyway, so we met at a Women Inventors Summit, and she started talking about this game that she invented, and I would boom, clung to her very quickly because I was someone growing up, I always invented games. It was one of my favorite things to do was to invent board games. And I'd make all my friends play with me, and my parents play with me. I never turned one of them into a real life game, but we played them all the time. And so when I saw this, I just thought it was so cool. And what am I talking about? I am talking about the game Preference. And it is so much fun. And probably one of the things I love the most about this game is it's a game really that is just about, it's kind of about getting to know each other. I'm kind of torn on this. And Lindsay, maybe you can help me out here because I think that was the vision is it's, kind of break the ice, get to know each other better, dive a little deeper in terms of what drives you, that kind of thing. But then the more I've played it, I think I have more fun playing it when it's people that I know because you're kind of trying to guess things about them based on what you know about them. So what I mean by that is let me just open it up for you. So basically it is a game that you can play with as few as 3 people and as many as 30 plus people, which always, I always love that. I also love the fact that you can play it with people of all ages. So grandma can play it and a little kid can play it. However, before you start the game, I will warn you that you definitely need to make a decision about whether you are going to play the game raunchy and naughty or whether you are going to be more conservative and nice. She said, yes, it's great for both people that you know well or not at all. And I had my daughter take it to college when this was her first year at college because she didn't know anybody. She's going to college and not knowing anybody. And I was thinking, oh, this will be such a great way for you guys to get to know each other. And it definitely has. But I've also played with my friends who I know very well, and we have laughed so hard and played for hours. It's just so much fun. So basically, as I mentioned, it's called Preferences. It comes with a boatload of cards. I read 500 cards, and then I saw somewhere else it said 300. So I'm not sure which one. But anyway, I'm getting votes for raunchy. You guys want to play raunchy or conservative? Let me know. So when you make that decision, basically there are 2 kinds of cards. You'll notice a difference. One has double bars around it, and one has single bars around it. So the single bar are the clean conservative, and these are the more raunchy naughty. And it does have 500 cards. Okay, that's what I thought. So if you are playing with grandma, you might want to take the double bar cards out. But if you are playing with a bunch of rip-roaring, really fun people, you want to keep those in, and because it just takes it up a couple notches. And so I'm going to give you a couple examples of that. I know you guys are dying to see those. And so oh dear, I don't know how raunchy I can get on social media. So I'm going to try to find here's a less raunchy of them, but it is still one of the ones that you might take out that grandma might not understand. So right there, you're saying Tinder. Okay. So Tinder, the dating app, that's maybe a little more than just dating. And another one would be a sloppy makeout. Okay, those are the conservatively raunchy ones. There's some other ones I had to skip over. But then the more conservative, the not so raunchy ones are things like this one says TikTok, tropical beaches, traveling. And so what you do is you're passing out 3 of the cards. The person that is starting has 3 of the cards, and they put them in order of what their preferences are. So in this case, I have chosen traveling, tropical beaches, and TikTok. And so I put them in order of first, second, third preference for me. And then all my friends would be guessing what order that I would put them in. And so they're debating and they're deliberating and they're, you know, kind of based on what they know, trying to guess what order. And on the surface, it doesn't sound maybe that hysterically funny, but for some reason, when you're playing it and you're debating, even when it's just conservative ones like this, it is such a kick, so much fun. And there's so many different ways to play it. And I love that, Lindsay, that you built in all different ways, that there's different versions based on who you're playing with, because she even has a drinking game version. And so I forget if that's actually included in the instructions. Yes, want to drink? So she even has that. So different variations on it. So you will never get tired of it. It comes with this little board right here. So that's where you would, you know, put them in order, and it has the pen with it as well. And you'll never run out of cards because there's so many, and with all the different kinds of people that you would play with. It's just so much fun. I've got to show you a couple images that will help give you a feel. Well, first of all, here's Lindsay. How cute is she? And that actually, it's actually a screenshot I took from her video on the Grommet website. So if you haven't seen her video, I probably should have just played it here because, again, she's so authentically herself. And even in that video, you just will fall in love with her. She's so awesome. And I am going to show you the video that she posted there because it really does give you a sense of the kind of game it is and how much fun it is. And while I'm loading this up, I'm seeing several people have just said that it's so much fun for Valentine's. Great idea. Gosh, I didn't even think of so many of these are great for Valentine's. But if you have a Galentine's Day party that you're going to, oh my gosh, so perfect. Such a great little gift to give to your girlfriends, or a hostess gift to bring, or just bring your own and have fun playing it. But here's a video just showing everybody. So you get the idea. It just, to me, that just sums up the personality of the game and just how much fun you can have with it. And I have to ask Lindsay one more question. I have a few pictures that I pulled right here. And I love that. These are pictures that she actually put on the Grommet website. And nobody else has done that before, where they're just like real pictures of people just authentically having a great time together. They're not posed, they're not fancy, they're not perfect. They're just people having fun. And I love that. And I wanted to ask you, are these actual real friends of yours? Did people send these in to you, or where did they come from? Because I thought that was really, you've just done such a great job of marketing it. It's so awesome. And if you go to her website, something else I thought was cool. I love seeing all of the amazing reviews coming in. I'm not one bit surprised. And what I love, Lindsay, is that you have taken time to respond to every single one of them, and in depth. I think that is so cool. And that is going to go such a long way with your business. No doubt. I'm sure it already has and already is, but this is fairly new on the market. We've got Leslie in the house, and she's saying, this is so much fun. I have found out new things about my closest peeps. Oh, I think, Leslie, did you win this on Grommet Live? I think you might have, if I'm remembering correctly. Both friends and random people. Oh, in those photos are both friends and random people. Thank you. All taken with film camera. Love it. And you know what? My daughter will only do film camera pictures now, which I'm shocked. I thought they had to have all the filters and all of that, but not so much anymore, which is so great. And Tamala is saying, looks like so much fun. It is. You guys, you have to trust me on this. It is so much fun. Leslie is saying yes. Oh, yes, because she did win the giveaway, but she now knows how much fun it is. It's just contagious. And the price point, I love with that Grommet discount. I love that it gets to almost that $25 mark, which is just so great for gifting. So Valentine's coming up, but a birthday gift, a hostess gift, you name it. This is a good one. You cannot miss with Preferences the Game. So cool, Lindsay. I'm so proud of you. And I'm in a Women Inventors Mastermind with Lindsay as well. And she's just such a kick and so driven. I love even her story in creating it was that she originally, it was just a homemade game. They'd write on pieces of paper, tear off pieces of paper and play that way. But they had so much fun with it that they thought other people will want to do this too. And before she knew it, she was going all in on this. She sold her car. She quit her real job and put it all out there and just went for it. And I'm so happy that you did that, because like so many of you other women inventors who are here with us tonight, as I think everybody can attest to, when you invent, when you have a dream, when you follow it, and yes, there are a boatload of obstacles along the way. I think everybody can attest to that too. But it's almost becomes more about the journey than the product itself and the person that you become in the process. And I see that in you, Lindsay. I really do. And I see that in actually so many of you. I'm looking at all the names up here. And I love that. And I just, it's pretty special. There are not many people out there that do what all of you are doing and have done. And it is definitely to be celebrated. And for as hard as the moments can be, I think you guys would all agree that it's equally rewarding, if not more rewarding than those hard moments. So just a little sentimental moment for me right there. Patricia's saying yes and amen. Absolutely. Okay, Jen, I'm gonna have you let me know as soon as Barb pops in, so that we can kind of move things around a little bit as far as, yep, she says okay. Okay, I know that another maker is in the house that I recognize and who I have featured her product multiple times. She knows that I am the biggest fan. I've probably gifted it to 50 people now, to be honest. I probably have. The maker of this product, her name is Anne. Anne, I hope I say this right, Terriani. I think I don't pronounce the H, so just correct me if I'm wrong on that. So Anne Terriani, I am such a fan of yours, I have to tell you. Your journey, how this all happened, how you've given back. Thankfully, you've been so recognized for everything that you've done, because you absolutely deserve it. And it was actually she and her husband, but because this is the Women Inventor celebration, I'm going to keep this on Anne, but it was she and her husband. Oh, I did pronounce it right. Yay. That actually back in 1990, I believe it was 35 years ago, they were living in Pakistan and discovered basically a foot scrubber that she felt worked so incredibly well for her that she wanted to bring it back to the States and see if, she was just really thought it was so cool. And it was being made by these, real artisans who were making these by hand. And she just, it was sort of for her, a light bulb moment went off about how this could really be something in America. And she brought it back. And if I remember correctly, I think she brought like 10 or 20 of them to her mother's, I think it was her law office, and left them there and had people take them, just if anyone wanted to take one, and let her know if they liked it. And sure enough, I think it was 6 or 7 of them got back in touch with her and said, how can I get more of these? And so it was in that moment that she knew that she was onto something. And so she had a goal of going back to Pakistan and hiring these artisans who had really never made any money to speak of, and paying them to actually create these by hand. And they are these foot scrubbers, terracotta foot scrubbers. They are hand molded. They are dried in the kiln, what is amazing about these, and this is something that I want to scream about from the rooftops, because these days it seems like there's so few things that last for any significant amount of time, that things are made so cheaply so often. But this is a lifer. This never wears out. So you can use it again and again and again, unless you broke it in half deliberately. This will last you for life. And the price point on it, let me just say, is, and I'm sure Jen will put the QR code up in just a second, but it's under $10 right there. And I do love a good pedicure. I do, any little pampering I love. And so I have tried lots of different pumice stones. I have tried every electrical, I don't even know what you call those little machines that are supposed to get all the calluses off. I've tried all of those things. Junk. This is the one that works the best, and it doesn't get moldy and yucky and need to be thrown away over and over and over again. I use it. And it stays with me in the shower at all times. And basically what's really unique about it is, first of all, that you do, it feels really great holding it in your hands because they did hand mold it. But as you'll see, it's double-sided. So this is the rough side here. And then there are sort of lines in it here, but this is for buffing. And so I don't know if it's intended for this, but not only do I use this on my feet, but I use it on my whole body. So especially places where elbows tend to get kind of dry like that. But really, I use this as my loofah. And Anne recommends this side for the whole body if you are going to do that. But sometimes I do this side. So a little bit of both. But I just put a couple pumps of whatever my liquid soap is that's in my shower on the rough side. And I just go to town on those heels, on the balls of my feet, on the toes, the whole foot. And I really scrub and scrub. And then once I'm done with that, I'll turn it over and then I'll buff. And that kind of gets all of that dead skin off. So I have not found anything that can make your feet feel so soft. I mean, it doesn't happen overnight. It does happen overnight in the sense that they're going to be a lot better right after you use it. But when you use this, I want to say like 7 days, your feet look so nice. And I didn't know how bad I needed this until I discovered it on Grommet. And the first time we featured it, I hosted with Greg. And I went to Anne's website and I discovered that she has a little foot quiz. So I'm going to have Jen put the link to the foot quiz. You guys got to go to her website because there's so many good things on the website. But there's a foot quiz that you can take that's going to tell you how bad your feet are and how much in need you are of either this or one of her other foot products. So that's when I didn't score very well on that foot quiz. So, there it is. She just popped it into the chat. So grab that because it's really fun to do. And then she recommends products based on the results of your foot quiz. So I was in desperate need of this. I was also in need of a couple other items that I want to show you, because what I do is after I do this, then you get out of the shower. And while my feet are still a little bit wet, there is this one right here, which is the Nourishing Foot Cream. And it's very, very rich and just makes such a difference in the hydration and the smoothness of your feet. So this is a great one. Another one, and I've not used this one yet, but I know you recommend it, so I'm not sure. So I can't speak to this one as much. And this is the Shea Butter Skin Repair. So I think this was one that they recommend even on top of the other. I could be wrong on that, but those are two that I think work really nicely with the foot scrubber. If you wanted to maybe do a giftable Valentine, and talk about a great Galentine's gift, this would be so perfect for that. So definitely, to pair this and put it in a little cellophane bag with one of the two creams would be so great. So amazing. And so what was so cool is these women were used to making a handful of these at a time. And she goes back to them and basically is now needing them to make overnight thousands of them because her business was taking off and the demand was so great. And so they have done it. And she has given back and paid them so well. And if I remember correctly, even helped to fund a education for their children. And I believe it was in 2005 that Time magazine featured Anne in an article about companies that do give back around the world to artisans. And so amazing that she was featured in that. Another accolade that this has gotten is Oprah. Oprah loves this as much as I love this. I think Oprah and I share a lot of taste together. I'm always agreeing with her on these things. Okay, she's saying the Shea Butter Cream is phenomenal for really dry skin anywhere. Super rich. I've got to try that one. I've not tried that one. So glad, but I do love the Nourishing Foot Cream. And so does Anne. Amazing. Blessed to be a blessing. We were so blessed. Yeah, I mean, it's so wonderful. So if you haven't already taken time to go to Anne's website, the company, I've even mentioned the company, it's called Gildan Tree. And in addition to my favorite little product, there's a whole bunch of other amazing products, everything from the creams that I've showed you, but then even towels and, oh gosh, Anne, I'm going to forget everything. There's so many waffle towels and different things. But then again, the foot quiz, and then she's got recipes for sort of home spa recipes. And Jen might even have that link as well for that. So there's some really cool masks and different things like that that you can do at home. So all really fun stuff. And I just love that you have created such an amazing business out of something so, like, who would have thought? I mean, really. And it is just taken off, and it's kind of everybody's favorite gift to give, because it's something, whether you're a man or a woman, whatever age you are, it doesn't matter. Everybody can appreciate having their feet look a little nicer and feel a little nicer. And definitely the terracotta foot scrubber helps that a lot. And in my case, this part helps the whole body a lot. So I'm very appreciative of Anne. So Anne, keep doing what you're doing, and I'm sure you'll have new things coming out, knowing you. It just seems to keep growing and growing, and it's so fun to see. So happy National Women Inventors Day to you, Anne. And you guys, if you haven't already grabbed a QR code, get that, because this is one of those. I keep a lot of these in my closet, because my gift closet, I call it, because this is that item that in a pinch, when you need a little something to bring someone, you can grab this and it's going to be a hit no matter what, because there's a story behind it. It actually comes with this great little kind of pamphlet that explains a lot of it, and then has a QR code and tells you how to do it. It even gives you a carrot, ginger, and honey mask home spa recipe. So it's so giftable. So with the 20%, you could buy 5 or 10 of these and use that 20% on all 5 or 10 if you buy them together. And so it is that perfect gift in a pinch, man or woman, it doesn't matter. Okay, we are going to move on, and I'm going to have Jen put the QR code up for the giveaway one more time, because after this next product, we are going to do the first giveaway. So if you haven't already entered, you want to do that right now. And if you already have your eye on one of the products that you're wanting to win, let me know that, because that tends to sway me from time to time, although I may or may not have already chosen my giveaways. But I always love hearing what you guys are loving. And so let me know that. And then again, we're going to do another giveaway at the very end of the show, so stay tuned for that. And then we've got the big giveaway happening on February 25th during that show. Okay, let's see. I love that I'm just getting to pick what product I want to do, and just kind of moving things around a little bit. Okay, I am going to, I did see this maker for sure, and this is another one that I have had the pleasure of featuring several times, and I'm such a fan. And this is another one of my favorite gifts to give, I have to tell you. And this is by a female inventor, as you may have guessed, and her name is Harriet. And many of you may already know Harriet. Harriet is the inventor of a very successful line of garden gloves that has actually grown beyond garden gloves. I'm also a huge fan of her sun hats. If anybody has that, chime in the chat, because I'm sure you love it as much as I do. And every time I wear it, people want to know where I got it, and they want one too, because it's that hat that always looks good on anybody, and it's so packable. I got one here somewhere. Anyway, Harriet is the founder of a company called Foxgloves. And I love Harriet's story because she is a landscape architect and a horticulturalist. And she was frustrated by the gloves that were on the market for gardening. And as you know, if you've ever had garden gloves before, they can be very thick, and you don't get sort of that tactile feeling. You're not able to really feel what you're doing, because the garden gloves can be so clunky and so bulky. And so her light bulb moment was thinking back to the fancy dress gloves from the 1950s, and how good those feel on you, because they're sort of that tighter, kind of like a hug on your hand, and they're so thin that whatever it is you're doing, you can actually feel it. And it's almost like you don't have the gloves on. It's like it's bare, almost like you're barehanded, but you're not. So she thought, why can't I make a garden glove that has that same feel, that's very thin, but yet could potentially still be very durable, and my fingernails wouldn't get dirty. That's the other thing I can't figure out. Of the many, many garden gloves I have bought, every time I wear them, when I take them off, my hands are dirty. And I can't figure out why that is, because they don't have holes in them, but somehow dirt gets into my garden gloves. It may have to do with, number one, the cuff is so low that it could get in that way, or it could be that the knit isn't very tight, so it gets in that way. I don't know. Oh, somebody's chiming in about the C3 hat. That is the name of it. Never leave home without my C3 hat. Seriously, that's how I feel about it. It's amazing. But anyway, so she said, I'm going to take those fancy dress gloves. I'm going to create them in a high performance material that's going to be very durable, very resilient. And so it's going to kind of combine the best of both worlds to create the ultimate garden glove. And boy, has she been successful with that. She's gone even far beyond that. But one of the things I love the most about her garden gloves, oh, look at me matching. Did not plan that. Is I love the vibrant colors. She has so many gorgeous colors. It's hard to choose. But to me, that's one of the things that makes it so giftable is because look at all of these colors. I mean, the lavender and the forest are brand new, and those are the ones that she sent me, as you'll see in just a second when I go back to full screen. And then there's the iris, which is sort of the purple, and there's the hot pink fuchsia, the periwinkle. I have the periwinkle also, and I love the periwinkle. Spring green, moss, Sahara, the tulip is that, really bright kind of radiant red, perfect for Valentine's Day, and then the crow black. Love the names also. And Harriet, I always have to ask everybody, yes, lavender is her new color. What is the bestseller? I'm always curious about that. Let's see. Periwinkle is my favorite color. Me too, Patricia. Me too. She's on the website right now. These colors are so wonderful, says Anne. Aren't they? They're stunning. And that's why they make such a great gift, because if you have a gardener in your life on any level, they're going to flip out if they don't already have these gloves, because they are a game changer when it comes to gardening. They really, really are a game changer, because you really can feel everything that you're doing. They also, she's of course so brilliant that she did put a grip on the bottom, right there on the palm, I should say. So you're able to really grip things well if you're weeding or anything like that. And it's amazing that something so gorgeous could be so durable and so resilient and do such an amazing job. And so when you have them on, you do feel like you're almost bare skinned, because they are very breathable also, but they give you support, like just enough support. These are a medium. I probably could do a small, either one. I could kind of teeter on either one. But again, it does just, hugs your hand, but then I've got the grip right there. And you probably noticed, here's one of my other favorite features, is it has that nice long cuff. And so that's one of the reasons that my fingers are never getting dirty when I wear these. There's no dirt under my fingernails, which is the worst ever. Ugh. That doesn't happen with these. And the material is also SPF or UPF. I always forget. They keep changing the acronyms on me, but 50 plus. So you're also getting protection from the sun. Jen says it's SPF, but I think, Harriet, you have to correct me. For some reason, I think it might be UPF. I think they changed it, or it's a different one or something. So I'm curious about that. It might be both. I don't know. But when I said that she used performance material, she couldn't use the same material as they used for the fancy dress gloves. So what she chose to use is I hope I get this right, a Lycra, which is, when I say it's got that kind of, it does have that stretching, and it's kind of a four-way stretch that really hugs the hand. So that's that part of it. And then, oh my gosh, I'm going to blank on the name. The other material, I know it. It's on the tip of my tongue. And of course, I can't find my notes. Oh, here it is. Okay, the other one is the Supplex nylon. And so that is, I'm not sure if you can see it in here, but it is so cottony soft. It feels like those really soft cotton sheets, bed sheets almost. And so that is the Supplex nylon. But even though it feels so cottony soft, it's so deceiving, because it really is so tough and so durable. So it's kind of the perfect combo for what her goal was, to create the ultimate garden glove. And so what started out for gardening, being the landscape architect and horticulturalist that she is, these have caught on for so much more than just gardening. I mean, they're really sort of a fashion accessory in the colder months to wear these. How fun. Even if you wore these as, you know, under the gloves, if you're going skiing or something, like almost as liners. But whether it's people that are going hiking, love it. Photographers love these. Equestrians. What else? Oh, I'm sure there's a million others. Bird watching. I saw she, or bird feeding even, that she had a picture with bird seed in the hand. And so many ways to use these. And she's come out with all different kinds of them with different lengths. Like as you're seeing, this is the really long one. And then this is a shorter version. This forest Harriet is so pretty too. I really love that. I mean, kind of perfect for gardening, I got to say. So amazing colors. And I probably should, I can't believe I didn't show this in the beginning. I have so many pictures, but here is Harriet right here. Had to show that one because I'm such a dog fan. So I love that picture. And here's another one. There was a lot of great pictures that I loved, but there's another one that I love so much. And I think, is that the moss green? Because that's a really cool color too. I like that. Okay, Harriet, she confirmed that it is actually UPF. So it's ultraviolet protection factor. Okay. I mean, acronyms are tough to keep up with these days. So there is such a thing as SPF, that's sunscreen and all that, but this is UPF, ultraviolet protection factor, and it's 50 plus. Patricia says, great picks, Harriet. And so let's go back to the QR code, because the price, again, I mentioned I love when an item can go below that $25 mark, because that makes it so giftable. So with that, you know, looking at the gorgeous colors, the hot pink, the lavender, the red, again, so great for Mother's Day. Mother's Day too, which is right around the corner. It's amazing how quickly these months are zipping by. So phenomenal Mother's Day gift. But for Valentine's, but also it's spring is almost upon us, and spring gardening and all of that. I mean, I love gardening in these. I'm so excited to get back to it. I've had these back issues, so I haven't been able to do it very much, but I'm on the mend. So I will be gardening again soon. I'm determined. And just ordered a pair of the moss green. And that the moss that you had on in the picture? Yes. Oh, she said, yes, that is the moss. Okay, perfect. They're part of the costumes of the Lion Kingston, New York Farmers Market. Very cool. And I know that actually she started this company almost 21 years ago, and in upstate New York. And are you still in upstate New York? Is that where you're still located? I would love to know that. And Harriet, is there anything I forgot? They are machine washable too. I love that. So that I wasn't sure when I first had them whether they were, and so I did wash them by hand. But then I later learned that they are machine washable, and they dry very quickly too. I don't put mine in the dryer. I don't know if you're supposed to or not, but I just, for fear of losing, I love the way they feel on, and I always worry about the dryer making them not so huggy, if that's a word. Anyway, well done, Harriet. I am such a fan, as you know, and I jump at the chance to feature your gloves and your hat anytime I can. Definitely head to her website if you haven't already. I think the hat is on Grommet too. So check it out on Grommet so you can get that 20%. And got to give her the upvote, and pick up a couple of them so you have them for gifts when you're ready. Okay, we are going to do our first giveaway. And I think, Harriet, I hope it's okay with you. I think I got to give away a pair of the gloves. I love them so much, and I can tell everyone's loving the colors so much. So let's do it. Okay, you got it all. You can dry on low heat, but they line dry very quickly. That's what I find. I actually just put them out on my patio, and they're dry before I know it. So that's what I do. Okay, Jen is going to let me know who the first winner is. Oh, she already let me know, and she is in the chat. I think I know I saw her in the chat. I love that. And it's probably because it's probably somebody that got a second entry into the giveaway. So a huge congratulations to Patricia Buxton. You have just won yourself a pair of foxgloves. And Patricia, you've got to let us know what color you're going to pick. I'm dying to know. Oh, and did you let, Harriet, did you let us know what your bestseller is? I'm going to go back and look. I always like to guess before you tell me. Hold on one second. Ooh, okay. I'm going to guess. Okay. My favorite is the periwinkle, but I think the moss is your bestseller. I don't know why. Just because it's very gardeny, I guess. So I'm curious. So let us know. And Patricia's getting a bunch of different congratulations inside the chat. Oh, periwinkle is the bestseller. That's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that. I mean, it's just I'm so drawn to periwinkle. It's part of my whole branding and all of that on my website. Patricia's so excited. She wants the periwinkle. That'll be great in my vegetable garden. Well, Patricia, we want to see you in your vegetable garden wearing your periwinkle foxgloves. So number 2 is moss. In fact, periwinkle and moss look so pretty together, I would think. That's such a good combo. So Patricia, definitely post a picture of you in your periwinkles and make sure that you tag Harriet and Foxgloves and tag me and Greg and Grommet so we can keep the promotion going. And just make sure more and more people know about Foxgloves because they are a winner. Okay, and then she does have a whole sizing chart also on her website. So if you're wondering about the size, just take a look at that. She makes it really easy to figure out what your best size will be. Okay, we're going to move on. We've got 3 more products, and then we are doing another giveaway. So hold tight for that one. Okay, I am going to, I know this maker is in the house. Where's my girl, Leslie? Leslie Miller is, I'm such a fan. I'm such a fan of her for the product that she created, but I'm such a fan of her because she is just a kick in the pants. She's so much fun, funny. I've never met her in person, although she did just invite me to a very kind of fancy, exciting event that I'm trying really hard to be able to go to. So I may have the opportunity to meet her very soon in person, but I feel like I know her because we've done Zooms together and I've featured her products so many times and I'm such a fan. So I'm so happy, Leslie, to have you as a part of this show. I could never do Women Inventors Month without you. Never, never. And what Leslie has invented, many of you may already know, happens to be one of the top 15 all-time bestsellers on Grommet. I was so excited when I learned about that. Well deserved. And her product is so successful everywhere. It is what we call, I'll say TikTok viral, although I don't know that TikTok is where it went viral, but I know that it was on another website before, I think it was before Grommet, where it really people went nuts for it. Of course, when people start going nuts for your product, what happens? You guys all know it gets knocked off. And that definitely happened to Leslie. So she had a little bump in the road a bit ago, but she has come back bigger and stronger than ever. I love that you have and that you continue to. Melanie says Leslie is an amazing person. I know she is. And preferences, Lindsay's saying, woo, go Leslie. She has been such an inspiration to me and has become a wonderful friend. I love hearing that. Wonderful. But anyway, she did get knocked off on Amazon, on other places as well. She revamped her product and made it even better than it already was. And now whatever knockoffs are out there, they cannot touch this product because I have ordered a couple of them out of curiosity to see what the difference is. And there is a difference. And I'm going to go into that in a little bit. But what is her product? What is this best-selling TikTok viral product? It is this guy right here. How many people have a twirly tee? I love when a simple kind of inexpensive product, $8.80 with the Grommet discount, can make such an impact and can sell, create such a meaningful business and make so many people happy when they use it. And that is twirly tee. And so what it basically is it is a little clip, but a very specially designed little clip where every little kind of curve and twirl and everything about it is there for a reason. And it works so well because of the way she's designed it. It is very kind of bendable, which it didn't used to be quite as bendable. That was part of the redesign. And it was very, very smart because it makes it even that much easier to use. And it also has sort of a texture on it, which is also very, very smart because it grips any material that you use it with. So what is the purpose of twirly tee? Well, Leslie, when she created it, as so many of us have dealt with, basically had a closet full of clothes that she was no longer wearing. These sort of big, bulky, boxy shirts and blouses and things like that. And she wanted to create something that would allow her to take those things that weren't so flattering, that she didn't love putting on, and make them suddenly, quickly, instantly flattering. And so that's what the twirly tee does. It allows you to take any piece of clothing and basically cinch it in all the right places and just take it from, boxy and unflattering to very kind of fit and slimming and flattering. And it works so well, and it never gets loose. That's the thing is when I go to the gym and I wear my kind of bigger t-shirts and things like that, or tank tops, I always try to tie it, and it stays for a teeny tiny bit, but it always comes out. I don't know how to do it well, obviously, but it always comes out. But when I started using twirly tee, it never comes out. And I always forget I even have it on, and it will just stay until you take it out, which is so cool. So let me show you a video that will demo it much better than I ever could. And this will give you a great idea of why it's been so successful. Look at all those cute different designs. I did speed it up a little bit. You probably won't do it that fast, but it is very easy. And there is no right or wrong way to do it. You just can tuck it any which way you want. Look at that with the cute little hearts almost. How great is that? But yet, as I said, there's no wrong way to do it, which I think is half the kind of appeal of it. Is it's this kind of DIY. You'll love getting it home, because then you just will play, and you'll play with all your different clothes and try it all different ways, and you'll find the way that is most flattering for you. And some people don't like to have that not showing necessarily, so you can use it in a way where it's completely concealed, but it just makes the fit of your shirt that much better. And so when I think of why this product has been so popular and continues to be so popular and continues to get knocked off, hopefully not anymore, but it's a compliment when that happens. But I really think is not so much that it's this item that is so popular, but I think this is an item that gives women something that is priceless, and that is confidence, and that is a spring in your step, and that is, holding your head a little higher because you like the way you look and feel that day. And as superficial and shallow as that might be, just how, when we get our hair done at the hair salon, we kind of stand a little taller on that day too. There's just something about that. And that's what twirly tee does, is it takes your clothes where you might, not be feeling so confident, and it makes you look and feel really, really good. And so I think that's why, in my opinion, it's taken off in such a big way. Oh, Patricia just asked a great question. Can you use it in your hair? Leslie, I never thought about that. Can you? I'm sure you can. Now I've got to go play with that too. I don't know. Why is this ad popping up when I try to watch Heather Cox Richardson? I'm so confused. I don't know what that's about. Oh, we've got Lexa in the house. Lexa, I owe you an email. I'm going to email you right after the show. Lexa has one. She said the product adds so much value to your wardrobe. It's crazy. Agree. It will exponentially expand your wardrobe. If you're like me, I think every woman is like this on some level. You open your closet and there's probably 25% that you wear, if that. And then there's the 75% that you should get rid of, you should donate it or something, but you don't, because you think someday you'll wear it. Well, when you have a twirly tee, you will start wearing those things, because you can make anything fit better. It's pretty cool. Let's see. Leslie said she's never tried it in her hair either. Well, we're going to have to play with that. Now, because of the texture and the silicone, I'm wondering if your hair would get caught a little bit, but maybe not. I don't know. We'll have to report back on that one. I'm so glad you brought that up. And I did want to point out that on her packaging, she does have a QR code, which is so smart and so helpful, because I think a lot of people will get this and not, it's very easy. You're basically pulling your fabric through here and then twisting it however which way you want. But she does have some great tutorials on her website, and that QR code will take you to those tutorials. So that helps you just get some ideas and get started, but ultimately you'll end up doing whatever the heck you want with it to, you'll have your own little style. And that's the other thing that's been, I think, so fun for Leslie, is so many people are posting the different ways that they're using it. And that's got to feel so good for an inventor to see their product in action. She says she hears that it holds holds bathing suit straps together. Haven't tried that. Yeah, of course, almost like the bra one that you put on the back when you're going to wear a racer back tank top, right? I think it would be great. You may have to change the material, but it would also be able to create twisty hairstyles. You guys, we've got an invention in the making. You saw it here on Grommet Live. So fun. So anyway, guys, Leslie, thank you for being here. Congratulations on such a phenomenal product. And I cannot wait to see where you go with it now that we have the counterfeiters hopefully behind us and you have your newly designed twirly tee. It comes in 2 colors. This is the white translucent, and she also has a light pink translucent. And so I got to say, talk about perfect Valentine's gift. Perfect Galentine's gift. This one right here, it's even shaped like a heart, for gosh sakes. So pick up a bunch of these for your girlfriends. Give them to everybody if you're doing a lunch or a dinner or a cocktail party. Everyone will be so happy, and they can be twirling their tees on the spot. What was I came up with the tagline for you. What was it? Twirly tee. Oh gosh, Leslie, what was it? I can't remember. Patricia says women power. And Leslie says, thank you. I'll see you in Bel Air. That's the fancy event I was talking about. I may just have this in my hair in Bel Air. I don't know. I might surprise you. We'll find out soon. What about, can you use it for a towel or a sarong? I haven't tried that either. I think a sarong, it would work really well, because those I can never keep up. I know there's a way to do those, but I haven't figured that one out. I'm going to try this on my sarongs because I do have a lot of them and I never wear them for that reason. So let me know if that's already a thing. It's also great for creating a halter top. See, when you get a bunch of women inventors together, the ideas never stop. I love it. So great. Okay, we are going to move on. Which shall I pick this time? Okay. This is a product. This is a new product on Grommet. And I was very excited about it because I am such an enormous fan of her original product, the maker. I did see that she is here, Lena. I think before I called you Lena Grossman, and I apologize. For some reason in my mind, there was an R there. It is Lena, is it Gossman? I think it's Gossman, Gossman. Either way, Lena is one brilliant woman inventor, and hundreds and thousands of people owe quite a debt of gratitude to this woman inventor, because she is brilliant in what she has invented. Lena has actually been creating, and I should say hand making, custom orthotics for people for over 20 years. And she is very good at what she does, but she was feeling frustrated that she can't serve more people. When you're making handmade custom orthotics, you can only make so many. And what Lena has done with her company, which I love the name of her company, it is called Soul in Soul, and soul being spelled S-O-U-L, love it, and then in soul. Wait, yeah, I did that right. I think one time I got it confused. So then I-N-S-O-L-E. So Soul in Soul. And the first product that we had on Grommet was called the Shoe Bubble. And it was wildly popular out of the gate. I believe it was Product of the Week winner. There it is right there. I wish I didn't bring mine with me. They're sitting in a pair of my shoes at home. But I didn't realize that she also made full-length orthotics, or full-length custom orthotics. So the Shoe Bubble, I'm such a fan of, because they're so easy. You don't need this big, so many people go to a podiatrist and have actual custom orthotics made for their feet like Lena was making before. And it takes a lot of time and costs a lot of money and can be very hard to adjust to, can be difficult on your feet when you first get started. And I thought when I saw the Shoe Bubble, it is just this wonderful invention that just, I wanted to show that picture right there. In fact, I think I have the bigger one. I may not have uploaded it, darn it. But that picture was what I was going to show you, because the green there, you can see exactly where you put it inside your shoe, and it gives you this amazing arch support, or just support in general, that can really help with any foot issues that you might have, whether it's plantar fasciitis or ball of foot issues or heel issues or all different kinds. And I didn't even realize that I had foot issues until I got Shoe Bubble. And when I put them in my shoe, it was like this, the clouds parted and I felt so good. Like I was home inside my shoes. I didn't know that they didn't fit right until I had the Shoe Bubble in. So I became very addicted to my Shoe Bubbles, and I only had one pair, and I would switch them all the time from shoe to shoe because I never wanted to be without them. They felt so good. And one of the things I really appreciate about Shoe Bubble is that because it is so small and so kind of inconspicuous, you can actually use them in any kind of shoe because it's not the full long one. So I can use them in flip-flops. I can use them in sandals. I can use them in my Ugg boots if I want to, anything at all. So they're really, really convenient, really, really affordable for the difference that they will make in the way you feel in your shoes, whether you do or don't have foot issues. But I know they are miracle workers for people that do have foot issues. So I could not speak more highly of the Shoe Bubble until until Lena sent me these right here. So what these are is, these are, as I said, full length, customizable orthotics. And I'm going to explain how they're customizable in just a second, but they come to you just in a, a little cellophane package, kind of like this right here. And they do come in 3 different sizes, but basically you're going to cut them to your own shoe. And so what you do, or what I did anyway, is I have a pair of Nikes that were, I knew for sure this was the pair I wanted to do it with because they're not well made. And I was shocked actually when I got them that they were Nikes. I think they're kind of losing their touch because there's not a lot of support in them. So I couldn't wait to rip that insole out that was existing. I took that out. I lined it up with this on the back. She's sort of got lines in there that you can see, but you just kind of lay it on top of it, and then you mark around your existing insert, and then you cut it, and it fit perfectly. It went right in and fit perfectly, and I have not taken it out. My Nikes that I was getting ready to toss in the trash are now my favorite pair of shoes to wear. In fact, I have them on right now, but I'm not going to show you. So they are insanely comfortable. They have a nice, really kind of deep heel that provides really, really nice support. They've got an arch support in here. So the way I want to put it, and tell me if I'm right on this, Lena, is I feel like I have a Shoe Bubble inside of my orthotic. Is that accurate? Because now I'm looking at this. I didn't even think of this before. This is shaped like a Shoe Bubble. So it's like I feel that I've got that in there and then more. It's like it wraps your whole foot. In fact, I have a picture of it wrapping your foot that is going to show it very, very well. So there it is with the foot sitting in it. And see how the red arrow, it does feel like it pulls up that arch really nicely and just provides that perfect amount of support. It is a memory foam, so it's not too firm, where I know the real orthotics, the ones that you're going to go get fitted for and all of that, can be very hard, almost with a thin layer on top of it. These have that memory foam that feels so good, but yet provides enough support. And she said, yes, the Shoe Bubble shape is built into the full length insoles. Fantastic. So these are so perfect for those closed-toed sneakers and, anything kind of closed-toed. And then the Shoe Bubble is so perfect for really anything, but for sandals and all of that, I wouldn't necessarily wear these with that. But there is something else that Lena has built into these that I think is so smart. Look at this one right here. So see those little black, they look like birthmarks on the insoles. These are called ramps. And I'm going to show you right there. I'm going to go back to full screen for just a second. So every pair of insoles comes with 2 of these, and they are, very expertly designed. There are, different kind of ramps to them, but these are used to customize your orthotic. So if you're someone, which again, I didn't realize I had these issues until Lena came into my life. And now I know all these issues I have with my feet. But I overpronate in, which I didn't. I was looking at myself in the mirror when I was going to put them on. And I went, wow, I really do tilt this way. And so what I did was, and she's, I mean, so smart on the back here. It's kind of hard to see, but there are imprints that show you where to put them for different foot issues that you might be dealing with. And so that was that slide that I was showing you just a second ago that I'll go back to right there. Here, I'm going to see if this will work. So you're just strategically placing them where you need them to correct whatever issue you might be having. And so, like if you have ball of foot issues, she has this traced right here. You're going to place it right here. And it's got an adhesive back. So you're just peeling this off, sticking it on in the appropriate spot, and then put your shoes on and you're going to be in heaven. You are not going to believe how good your feet feel. Talk about feeling like you're home when you step into these. I never want to take my Nikes off, and before I did not ever want to keep them on. And so, and then also, I don't know how you've engineered the material that you have, but I've had my shoe bubbles now for such a long time, the one pair, and I use them again and again and again. They sometimes the kind of adhesive, the stickiness feels like it's gone, and I would think I've got to throw them away, but no, you just put them under water and it comes back instantly. It's really, really clever. I love that. I'm going to try to get this one a little bit bigger. Okay, there you go. So just showing you the different areas that you can add support to correct whatever it is. Now, and you can take these to a professional and have them advise you on where things can go, but it's pretty intuitive. And I think about the fact, Lena, that I kind of think you are revolutionizing the foot industry. And I think you're putting a lot of people out of business, because before this, people were spending hundreds and hundreds of dollars to have these orthotics made. And now with what you've created, I can instantly have what fits me like a custom orthotic. And so I can instantly have that relief from anything I have, and at a price point that is so affordable. So to be able to have a pair like this, and until you get one, you're not going to understand how meaningful these are. But to get a pair like this that feel and work like a custom orthotic for under $50 with the Grommet discount is amazing. And Lena, I know you have a amazing guarantee where you let people try them for a certain amount of time and send them back if you don't like them. And I'm not surprised you do that. Can you remind me how much time it is? I should have written that down and I didn't, so I apologize for that. But I'm not surprised that you do that, because I can't imagine a person on the planet that would send these back once they've tried them. They're that good. The gel never changes shape or compresses. And yes, if the adhesive gets dirty, you can wash them underwater and the adhesive renews. It's pretty amazing. I mean, I have done that so many times, because when I do it whenever I switch shoes, switch them to another pair, and it's like they're brand new again. That just as sticky as they were when I took them out of the package. She said these would also be great to go in the heel for those who tend to lose posterior balance issues, or tend to have posterior balance issues, I'm sure. Yeah, they really, when you put them on, you have a level of stability and balance that you don't have without them. It really, that picture of showing with the arrows wrapping is really spot on for how they feel on your foot. Michelle Morrison is here. Hi, Michelle. The ability to, wait, I just lost it. We got so many people chiming in. The ability to customize a product is an excellent feature. It really is. And I'll tell you, I started with this inside, trying to correct my pronation. And then I did take it out at one point. And so I can imagine, changing it up a little too and kind of playing with it. And with a shoe bubble as well, I moved it around in my shoe until it felt like just the right one. So when I say you're putting, you're changing the podiatry profession single-handedly, you really are, because you are making it so affordable and so fast. And gosh, to get that relief when you have foot issues, you know what that's like. It can be so painful. And in fact, she has a this right here that shows all the different kinds of foot issues that we deal with and that these are perfectly suited for. So as you can see, that I hear that a lot from people, the ball of foot issues. But there's me with the overpronation here. That was me, not anymore. And the heel issues, if you're someone that has to stand all day, oh my gosh, these will be a godsend for you. So these are so wonderful. And then here is, just in case you're wondering what size, but it's really very simple because it is just the small, medium, and large, which is I love. So you can see the different shoe sizes, and then you just cut it to fit. And again, you just take the whatever insole you have in there and use that as your guide and go from there. Okay. Oh, and then the guarantee. Yes, she says it is a 60-day guarantee. However, we have a very flexible return policy. And would never leave someone stuck with a product that's not perfect for their feet. I know you wouldn't. And I love how you run your business and just how you stand behind your products. I think it's amazing. And I love how Grommet always does make it a point to find products like that and makers like that. And so you are doing wonderful things. Some shoes come with some existing support while others are very flat. So you may need to add the ramps in the arch area in a flat pair of shoes, but take it out in shoes that already have some support. Yeah, I could see that. Yeah, because that is true. Every shoe is going to be a little bit different. But whether you have foot issues or don't have foot issues, this will be one of the best purchases that you ever make. So even if you are teetering and thinking about getting it, grab the QR code so that you do get that 20%, whether you use it today, whether you use it a week from now, a month from now, a year from now, or decide you don't want to use it at all. But you'll be glad you have that because you would normally be paying $60. And with the Grommet discount, you are paying $48. So you don't want to miss out on that. And if you want to pick up a couple pairs because you want to have them in, put them in various shoes, or maybe your spouse or your kids or somebody else needs them, then if you buy them together, you're getting 20% off of all of the ones that you buy. So take advantage while you can. Okay, I think I'm caught up on the chat. Okay, and also, you guys, I want to encourage you to use those QR codes not only for purchasing, and you do get that 20%, which is amazing, but it's also a way just to upvote and just to say, well done, I love your product. You don't have to, you're not committing to buying when you do click that QR code. So it's very, very meaningful to our inventors, to our makers, because it's just sort of that pat on the back of what you're doing. We love it. And Grommet does pay attention to that too. So they look for what are those products that are getting a lot of upvotes, and then they look for opportunities to push them out in front of more and more people. So it's kind of a big deal. It means a lot to the makers. So I do want to encourage you to click a QR code if you just remotely think a product is cool, which I think every product I've featured is pretty darn cool. Do we agree? I think we do. Okay. Speaking of pretty darn cool, we're going to move on to, is this my last product? Let's see. We did the last product, which was originally going to be the first product. And I think she may not be here, which I'm so sad because I'm such a fan, but I'm going to represent without her if she's not. And who am I speaking of? I am speaking of the phenomenal women inventor named Barb Richmond. And I am forever indebted to Barb Richmond because I am a very real user of her product on an everyday basis. It goes with me almost everywhere, whether I'm traveling, whether I'm at the office, whether I'm at home, wherever I am, you will not see me without my cranial cradle. Does anybody have the cranial cradle? If you don't have the cranial cradle, trust me, you want to get a cranial cradle. So I feel like every time I share with anybody that I have any kind of back issues whatsoever, everybody else has them too. I think at least at my age, that stuff starts to kick in. And so I definitely have been dealing with a lot of low back issues, but also I think, I wake up with a stiff neck from time to time. I'm sure everybody does that. We all have our different stuff. But everybody, I think, can appreciate the opportunity to have a massage done, their therapeutic massage with real life hands. And that is really sort of the impetus for Barb creating this product, is that she has been in the therapeutic space for many, many, many years. And she knows how valuable that kind of massage can be. And she also knows that it can be very expensive um, for people to get that and be able to kind of keep up the massage work that she was doing and the way that she was using her hands to release tension and pain relief in different areas of people's backs and necks and jaws and all of that, head even. Um, that can be expensive and it can be timely to go into a professional to have things like that done. So she wanted to create something that could mimic, could use the benefits of real life massage in something that everybody could afford and that everybody could have with them whenever they need it. And so that was what prompted her to create this. And so what it is, it's very, very lightweight. I think it's all of about 5 ounces, and it's just a foam. So it's, very, very cushy, and it can be used so many different ways. And what I love about it is literally I can get relief throughout the day, and I'll use it. I almost always use it when I'm in the car. I put it right down here behind my back. Sometimes I'll put it up here with my shoulder blades. And when I'm sitting in the car, it just changes everything. It feels so good. It like hits the trigger points in just the perfect way. And it just gives me relief and release in about 3 to 5 minutes. And that's it. And sometimes just in the middle of the day, I'll lay down on the floor in my office with this positioned the way I need it. And again, 3 to 5 minutes. And that's all it takes to just relieve these certain trigger points for me. It's so wonderful. Let me just show you a bit of what I'm talking about. So this is one that I love, even though neck isn't my biggest issue, but this feels so good, what you're seeing right there. And if you look at the vertebrae and how that, just by positioning it in the right spot, and it's so comfortable, it does feel like you have hands behind your neck kind of pulling, and, gently pulling, but it's expanding and opening up the vertebrae and giving you that neck pressure relief. And so it just feels so good. And these are 2 more that I really love. Well, actually, the one on the right is basically the same thing. But see how she's doing that between her shoulder blades? I do that a lot. And that's not even, again, where my issue is necessarily, but it is just so relaxing and so just, it feels so wonderful just midday just to have that kind of relaxation. But for me, mostly I do, here you can see what it's like in a chair, just sitting on a couch or whatever. Just positioning it in just the right place gives you such an amazing therapeutic kind of massage. And people use it for head issues. They use it for things like TMJ. So things with your jaws, things with your back, your neck. So you can really, really use it for anything. And for me, the fact that it is so lightweight, doesn't take up much room, so I can always just have it in my purse when I'm traveling on the airplane. I wouldn't travel without this because I usually do go the long distances. And so now, I don't know how I did it before, but it goes right behind my lumbar spine when I sit on that airplane. And it feels so good. Now, I'm so excited because she actually came out with a new item, sort of an accessory item to the cranial cradle. And that is right here. And I'm thrilled. First of all, it's a heart, so it couldn't be more fitting for Valentine's Day. But I'm thrilled to tell you that tonight and tonight only, she is giving this away to anyone that buys the cranial cradle. And so what is it? So basically, this is a hot cold therapy pack that is designed to work in unison with the cranial cradle. So what it does on the back, there's sort of a neoprene. The black side is the neoprene. And so that's designed to grip the cranial cradle. And so you want the blue side up. And so it basically fits like this and molds to the cranial cradle. So you're going to either put it in the freezer. And so if you're wanting to have that ice, kind of cooling massage, you'll want to put it in the freezer. Or alternatively, if you're wanting that heat massage, you're going to put it in the microwave. And then it's just going to mold to the cranial cradle. And whether you're doing the neck, between the shoulders, the low back, anywhere at all, can you even imagine how good that feels? I just have died and gone to heaven now that this is part of it. It is, it was so good without it. And when she sent me this, oh my God, Game changer. And Jen, you'll have to help me out because I forget how much this costs normally. I want to say it's either $19.99. I think it's $19.99 for this pack normally. And it's really, really high quality. It is that cool. It's the gel inside. And it's so pretty too. And you're getting this for free with the purchase of this today. And this, oh my gosh, if you're someone that has any sort of back or neck issues, you just need to have this because it will change your life. And then wait till you try it with this too. So you're getting the double whammy. So again, this is one, if you're thinking about even remotely, yes, and Jen did confirm it is normally, so after tonight, this is $19.95. So typically Cranial Cradle is $50. With the Grommet discount, you're only paying the $39.96 it actually comes to, and you're getting this with it. So typically you're paying $50 plus another $20, you're paying $70. Tonight, $39.95 gets you both of them. Pretty amazing. So I think you give yourself a Valentine's gift and pick up a Cranial Cradle with this. It's a pretty nice gift to give yourself. Now, they do have two versions of the Cranial Cradle, so I do want to point that out. And they're both so pretty. I kind of like the blue. The blue one is what she calls the Sport. And so the only difference is that it is a little bit more firm. So if you want more of a firm pressure, then you would do the Sport. And then the green is the original one that is just a little bit softer. I have not tried the Sport, but I can tell you I would love them both, I'm sure. But this is perfect for me and gets a heck of a lot of use. I will tell you that. So it is really a wonderful, not only product for you to get for yourself, but if you have anyone in your life that deals with neck and back or has to be in the car for long periods of time or does a lot of traveling, they're going to love this. This would be a very thoughtful gift to give, especially if it came with this. I kind of want this I would want this all by itself. I can think of a million different ways I would want to use this. Anything, I love heat. I do the cold because it does help, but I love that heat. Anyway, so that is free tonight. So definitely take advantage of that. And then afterward, I mean, it's still a great deal for the Cranial Cradle. It's one of those that you got to try to understand how wonderful it is, because it's hard to imagine that something that is just so simple and small and how could this make such a difference? But it does. And a lot of therapists around the entire country and doctors use this with their patients. And so they'll actually put them in the position with this and have them sit and have that give the release. So it works really well. Greg is a huge fan of that as well. Okay, guys, with that was our 6th product of the night. How great was every single item? I mean, like I said, when I was researching, I'm like, well, this one, no, I like this one, but nope, they're all so great. And the makers are all so wonderful. And I'm just so grateful that we had almost every one of you guys here tonight. And I'm so happy that we did. And we do have that last giveaway. And so which one am I going to give away? Oh my gosh. Does anyone want to tell me what they want, what they would love to get for the giveaway? I think I'm going to give away the foot scrubber. I'm just such a fan, and I just love it. And I think it's just so fun to get and fun to give, all of that. So we're going to do the foot scrubber. And Jen is going to let me know who the second winner of the night is. I think we have another one that's in the chat tonight. I love it. Another female. And Anne is saying, yay. I didn't even ask you, Anne, before. I should have asked you. Okay, the winner is, in fact, I'm looking at her name right now. She just texted or just messaged, wow. So you know who you are now. The winner is Angie Berman. Angie, congratulations. You have got yourself a Gildan Tree terracotta foot scrubber. You are going to love it. Your feet are going to love you. It is a treat. It really is. Make sure to go to her website and take the foot quiz before you start. And I would actually recommend that you pick up one of her foot creams to go with it, because it really does make a difference. And you're going to love it. And so Jen, our producer, is going to reach out to you and get your address so we can get that shipped out to you right away. So congratulations, Angie. And a couple quick little reminders to everybody is this week on Thursday, we have another Grommet Live show. We have a product launch show. So it's not the Women Inventors, but we have some very cool new products on Grommet. And so we are going to be introducing you to a whole bunch of those. And so I hope you guys can come back on Thursday night. It's going to be the same time, same place, 4 o'clock on the West Coast and 7 o'clock on the East Coast. And then next week, February 18th, we are back here again for another Women Invented Grommet Live. So we have, I think in the next show, we've got 7 women invented products, 7 women inventors. And I would just love if you guys would all come back to support your fellow female inventors on next week's show. And then again on the 25th. So we've got 2 more women invented shows to go. And I am just so proud of all of you and so honored to be even in the same company with all of you. And how lucky am I that I not only get to use all your products, but I get to tell all your stories. And I know that your stories inspire so many people. So I'm very honored to be able to do that. And to be able to do it for 4 weeks in a row is pretty darn cool. And if you haven't already become a member of the Women Inventors Club, we would love to have you. It is completely free, and yet it is so valuable and so priceless. It really is. So with that, I want to say good night to everybody. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. It was really, really fun. The chat was on fire tonight. That was so great. And the products were all fantastic. And congratulations to all the giveaway winners too. Fun night. See you guys on Thursday and hopefully again on next Tuesday. Bye-bye.